Okay, hello, good day. Welcome to another episode of Rossy-kings concept training group. So, as you can see, this is a mannequin that we are going to be using for our body measurements. Just come closer, we hear me. So, this is the mannequin I'll be using for the body measurements. So, we'll proceed now with the measurements. You can see this is just like a normal human being, just that this one doesn't have hands. So let's proceed. For you to get your measurements, you can see this is already your chest line. This is where your chest line falls. Okay, and this is your bust point. You can call it your nipple point or your bust point. Any word that suits you is very much okay. So this is our under bust. You see, it is under the bust, directly under the bust point. Okay, and this is their waistline. This is the waistline, the part that went in. You see how it is in? It went in. This is the part that you call your waistline. And here is my lower waist. Why I target my lower waist is because it is a bit bigger than the upper waist, the actual waist. Okay, so this is our lower waist. In case you want to make a pant, you want it to be at the lower waist, so you tag this as your lower waist. But if you want to make a high waist pant, this is your actual waist. Okay, so this is our crotch, like this is how it is. This is our crotch for pants or trousers. Then this is our hip. This is our hip circumference. This is our hip. Around here, the fullest part of your butt is your hips. And then this is our thigh, or you call it your lap. When taking this measurement, make sure you use the fullest part of the lap or the thigh. Okay, so this is your knee, this is my calf, and this is my cuff for a pant. You're making a trouser or so. So now let me show you how to take this measurement. So this is how to take this body measurement. Okay, this is your starting point. This is your shoulder, which is your starting point, and this is the chest line. So you take the measurement. Okay, you can also get this chest line by dividing your bust circumference by 6 plus 1.5. That will give you your actual chest line. In case you don't want to use this one, if this one is actually high for you, you can work with this formula. Your bust circumference divided by 6 plus 1.5. All right, then we proceed by taking our bust point. Okay, for this mannequin, from the shoulder point, which is the actual starting point, to this bust point, you take the measurement. Whatever value it gives you, you write it down. Okay, and then you go straight to the under bust. You see, this is the under bust. Make sure that your tape is at the shoulder when doing this. Okay, this is how you get your under bust. And from the under bust, you go straight to your waistline. This is how to do it, just like this. You get your waistline. Okay, this is the waistline for this mannequin. And from the waistline, you move down to the lower waistline, and then to the hip line. Just keep going down till wherever you want the gown, the trouser, or the pants, or anything you're making to be. Okay, so this is how you go about it. The same way, you go straight to the new line, you go to the calf, you go to the cuff. All right, so this is how you take the vertical measurements. Okay, so when you are done with this measurement, the next thing you'll be going is to take the circumference, or you call it the horizontal part of the measurement. Okay, so at this point, I'm going to show you how to take the chest line measurement. So in case this one is necessary when you are making an off shoulder dress. Okay, you can take it like this. If you want to make a tube dress, an off shoulder dress, you can make something like this. So I take it like this just to make it firm or tight at the chest line. Okay, so here I've gotten my value, and I'll write it down. The same thing, I'll go to the bust point, I'll take the circumference like this, and I'll get the value. And please, when taking this measurement on the body of your client, make sure it is not too tight and it is not too loose. Okay, make sure it is not too tight and it is not too loose. So we'll go straight to the under bust and also take the value. Most times when you are making a bustier, okay, and you want to tighten the under bust, this value is needed. Okay, come closer, you can hammer. This value is needed when you are making a bustier that needs you to tighten the under bust. Okay, so if you are making, normally most people under bust and the waist are always the same, are usually the same, but for this mannequin there are different values. For most people their own are the same. Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and take the hip circumference. You take the hip circumference. You see, this is how you take your hip circumference at the fullest part of the hips. Okay, that is where you take your hip circumference, and then you go to take your crotch. If you are making a pants, okay, this is how you take it. This is how you take your crotch whenever you want it to stop, and also at the back like this for your clients. Okay, you take it like this, it will give you your crotch. Or at the same time you can go ahead and divide it using a formula, which is your hip divided by 4 plus 1.5. Okay, you get your clutch. But if you are making it for a plus size, your hip divided by 4 plus, you can add extra 2 inches to it. Okay, for a plus size. So these measurements varies depending on the size of the person you are working with. So then we'll go ahead and take our tie or lap. Okay, this is our tie or lap. This is how you take it. Always make sure it is not too tight and it is not too loose. Okay, you go ahead and take the circumference of the nail the same way. You see, very easy. And then the calf, which is here. If you are making a fitted pants, most times these measurements are needed, but when you are making a palazzo pants, you may not really need these measurements. And then this is your cuff. Okay, a cuff for the leg. You also have the cuff for the hands or the sleeve. Okay, so this is all you need for your accurate body measurements. And I'm glad that by the time you follow the steps I used here, you will not only make a fitted outfit for a client, you will be perfect in whatever thing you are sketching. Most of these mistakes are made by most tailors because they don't get the measurements correctly, or most students because they don't get the measurements correctly. But if your measurements are correct using these steps, you find out that you are always making a fitted dress. So bye for now, and I'll see you in the next class.